I started when I was 5 years old, touring on the road with the Kentucky Opry, and then I started traveling on the road with a national touring bluegrass band, and I was playing with 3 bluegrass bands at one time. I'm working on a building, I'm working on a building. It helped me to, learn a lot about the show, learn a lot about the music, learn a lot about being around people. Lumberjack Feud was holding auditions for bluegrass band, and I was like, wow, I'd like to do that, because I came last year and watched the show, and I'm like, well, I like to do that. It looks fun. It just looks like a fun job, and it is a fun job.
When I was a kid, I hated bluegrass, and I hate to say it now, but I did. But I was always intrigued by banjos. And in 9th grade in high school, my agriculture teacher, William Monk, told me that he played a banjo and he could give me lessons. Immediately after finding out that information, I went home and told my mom if I had a banjo, he could teach me how to play it. So they got a bargain finder and bought it for me that night. The next day I started taking lessons, and I've been playing ever since then. I've played venues before, but just like bluegrass festivals, and I've never played any kind of setting like this. It's totally new, and it had me out of my comfort zone for a while, but I love it, and I wouldn't change anything about it. I love doing this.
I wish that I was on a walkie-top down in the Tennessee hills. I've been playing for 42 years. I grew up with it. That's what we did instead of TV. It was a family thing. I've known Daryl for a long time, and I called him and asked him if he would be interested in doing this. We got together with Bo and Chris, and it was the beginning of it right there. I really enjoy what I'm doing here. It's invigorated me. I feel young again, which is a good feeling. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
My family pretty much got me into bluegrass music, and I've been listening to it ever since I was a kid. I started actually playing an instrument when I was 7 years old, and I've been singing ever since I can remember. My home's across the Blue Ridge Mountain, and I never expect to see you anymore. My heart belongs to bluegrass, but I've dabbled in a little bit of everything, blues and country and rock and roll. I was fortunate enough to get to do 2 albums with Dolly Parton, and those 2 records, I guess, were the highlight of my career, but I've done a lot of different bluegrass albums down through the years. There's so much time that goes into preparing for a recording to make an album, and here you kind of learn as you go, you know what I mean? And the musicians you play with, they just get tighter and tighter every day that you play, and it makes it more fun for the band, and it's a great place to be. I like it all. I really do. It's one of the most unique and entertaining shows I've ever been to, and it's just an honor and a pleasure to get to work here.
It's just stuff that just fell together. The more every day, it's a new day for us, because we're always adding something in or something like that.
Everybody says they love how the pre-show is. They say that the pre-show is exciting now, that it's got energetic, that we get everybody excited for the main show whenever the Lumberjacks come out. Whenever the audience gets going, that's what gets me going.
I've had people that said they've been here before, and when they come back and they seen what we do at the pre-show, they said, wow, it changes the whole mood of the show. It makes it uplifting.
You get a lot of tourists that come in here that are not necessarily bluegrass fans, and it just makes you feel good to know that those people cheered for you as the show went on. Even though they're not bluegrass fans, you can tell that they like the show and they like the music.
It's a lot of fun. Everyone's very good. They're professionals. You have to entertain. I mean, that's the main thing. That's what you do. That's your job.
I'd say I could speak for all the other guys in the band. When you got so many people in front of you screaming at you for what you're doing, and it just sends a rush through you, and there's no feeling in the world like that.
Low